We must have a positive mental attitude. We must have the attitude that I cannot be denied. I have the unfair advantage. It's a mindset. The word of God says, as a man thinketh. Huh? No, it doesn't say that. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Big difference. Because if you just think it, you believe it here, but you don't believe it here. But when I believe it in my heart, it means I'm all in. There is full conviction that I'm going to start a bank at age 28. And I'm all in. It means the internal dialogue, the attitude. Nothing can stop me. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to be a multi-millionaire. Nothing can what? It's a mindset. So as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you can think it, if you can conceive it, if you believe it, if you internalize it, only then you put the action and you become a personal developer. You have to have goals in your life. Success is about goal setting and goal getting. You've got to become a phenomenal goal setter and goal getter. Because a goal has to be a smart goal. It's got to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. And then you must formulate a plan within which you execute on those goals. And normally you want to focus on you. And you want to operate in that area that the Japanese call the ikigai.
Bank, whether I was at Bard Discount House, or in Kingdom, out of Kingdom now with my businesses, a mentor is vital. And I'm mentoring. I've mentored thousands, both indirectly and then directly where they come to my academy and go through the various programs that we have on offer.
That's what I want to talk to you about, because that's what true success means. When you can impact not only yourself, you begin to impact the people around you. To say, let's develop ourselves, to be able to survive, not only survive, but thrive and prosper. And not only prosper to the point of our individual successes or our village success, but we become national success figures and we begin to influence things. How many people know that when you make money, and not just a little bit of money, when you make lots and lots of money, when you speak, people listen? Hello? And so that's what we should become, influencers.
Humilitas talks about humility and, what is mankind? This is why I preach love. Love of your poor neighbor, not love of your rich friends because you've made the grade. The love of somebody who's struggling. I mean, some of my quality friendships have been earned now. When I look with 2020 hindsight, the longest lasting quality relationships are where I've helped somebody in need. I mean, those create bonds that just last forever. So I look back, I look at, there are friends who have been down and dusted. My relationship with Strive begins in the heyday, in the heat of the moment. And look where he is. I mean, what a pleasure, to engage somebody in need. That creates bonding, lasting relationships. So, in my eyes, that's what I value the most.
To learn to travel, to gain experience and exposure outside of Zimbabwe. So much so that you can be able to survive and know what's coming with regards to your specific industry.
And so obviously that exposure that I had at Bard Discount House was instrumental. I mean, you can only go as far as you've been exposed. If you haven't read about it, you haven't traveled, then your world is that narrow.
Is that whoosh?
Yeah. So I think with that exposure, for me, it gave me the unfair advantage. And so I was able to catapult myself into a position of, leading a bank at 27.
But research indicates that the most successful people in the world are actually operating beneath the surface. And if you care to look, they repeat habits of success. So spaced repetition has got to be part of your DNA so that you become all that God created you to be. You've got to become what we call a multi-sensory learner. You learn by observing, you learn by maintaining stats and dashboards in terms of your performance.
Yeah. So along those lines, we have an acronym RADICAL, where we say we want respect for one another, for mankind. The A stands for accountability, particularly in public office. You're a steward. Those are not your assets. Then discipline. Even the private sector would show evidence of lacking discipline. Then integrity, the I in radical, standing, if we are an integrous people, then guess what? All those issues that we talk about, corruption and decay in social fabric, would go away. The C stands for courage. You need to be courageous because people don't know how to speak out, don't want to speak out, and therefore don't. So it takes courage. And, you and I have done time in jail. We know the consequences of speaking out and being a center of influence. They slit your neck or chop your head off, as was the custom. I hope that era is behind us. And then attitude. We say attitude is everything. If we've got a positive mindset, and I have all the hope for Zimbabwe. I know that this nation, just has so much in store for not only us, but future generations. And then the last one is love. Without love for neighbor, if we cannot love one another, then, the whole thing is stuffed, isn't it? And so those are our core values in Network 58 that we will push and drive the nation to appreciate. And I am put to the test where my faith is, I know deep down inside that what I'm doing is wrong. Then if I am a man of conviction, then I've got to do what is right. Deep down, I've got a sense of righteousness. I want to do what is right. There was money missing.
Right.
And I was asked to sign. My reputation was on the line.
So what would have happened if you signed?
Well, if I had signed...
Is there an accomplice?
Yeah. I'm party to the...
So your name was going to be tainted.
Yeah, I would rather, Becky, walk away from a deal with a clean name than to sign something that isn't there. If I say on our balance sheet, there should be X amount.
There should be X amount.
Yeah, and there isn't. And I know there isn't. That's got to do with my own integrity, right? And I thought there was a solution to that. But my solution wasn't palatable because it would have meant a dilution. So I understood where they were coming from. And it always helps to put yourself in the shoes of the other party to say, okay, so what really then happened to the money? Okay? I also come from the background where my dad, schooled me very well that you fight for your rights. You don't capitulate. And so my dad, be it on the soccer pitch in Highfields, be it, he stood for what was just and right. So for me, with that sense, I just couldn't sign.
Right.
So I had to learn how to lead myself first before I could lead others. I had to learn how to motivate others. And I had a motivated team. We did great things. And in so doing, what are we saying? We're saying you yourself must be productive. That is the starting point. Before we can even talk to anybody else, we must talk to you about your own level of productivity, your own capacity to manage your own time, your own capacity to manage yourself before you can manage others.
When I say I'm a Christian, it doesn't mean I'm perfect. I'm a work in progress. That's what Christianity means to me. So I'm a work in progress. I will go, I will learn, I will trip, I must get up, I must take that class again. Otherwise, God just doesn't allow you to move to the next level. And so there are things that are going to happen, and as Christians, we're going to fall, we're going to trip, we're going to fail abysmally at that. But God expects us to, for His glory, to dust
continue.
ourselves up and, get up. And here I am.